Welcome to the big house, Michigan Stadium. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. It's the Oregon Ducks and the Michigan Wolverines. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Guys, there is some intrigue to this matchup between Michigan and Oregon. These are not teams that play often, but with this new revamped Big Ten, we are going to see this matchup more and more. What makes this really interesting is the history of Kyle Whittingham, the new Michigan head coach, against Oregon. He played them well and beat them often when he was the coach at Utah. We'll see if that adds a new little wrinkle into this matchup here today. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The Wolverines ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. Fielded in the end zone, it's Bear. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
They'll keep it on the ground. Knocked down for the tackle.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Now they'll face 3rd and 4 in their first possession of the game. Moore from the gun on 3rd down. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the right. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch, get him involved. You know receivers got some feelings, Jesse. I love that they're getting him lathered up and a touch early in this football game.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who feels like he's open every single play, so it is a good idea to get him going early. For the defense, that's a bit of a jab in the face right there, because you came into this game, you know who's going to get the ball. You know where they're throwing it. And you've got to do a better job now disguising your coverages to try and limit him and take him away as much as possible.
That's caught. It's Johnson. They'll give him 3 yards on the play. It's 3rd and 7.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on 3rd down. More to the air again. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Taking it the other way.
That is the perfect start for a defense that has really struggled against the pass this season. They're in the bottom portion, okay? Have struggled, but opening drive, making a statement. Maybe this creates some momentum. Maybe this turns the tide for this defense.
And the Wolverines trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Trying to run, it's Marshall. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Michigan! The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Fielded in the end zone. It's Bear. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. Last drive ended with a pick, but you still have to attack through the air. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down.
And it's not panic time yet for this offense, but last week was a really bad performance. This week, starting off a little bit slow. They got to find some form of rhythm. They got to find some way, get a few first downs, get some playmakers involved, because right now they just seem out of sync.
After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Looking down the middle. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming.
I think a lot of fans were hoping that this offense maybe made some adjustments, considering how much they struggled the last time they took the field. And early in this first quarter, it still seems like they're trying to iron some things out, just not clicking the way they need to be.
In the gun on 3rd down, Moore. Pressure coming. Breaks loose. Trying to scramble his way free, but that defense does a great job. There's no gain on the play. The Ducks will punt it away on 4th down. Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on twice. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Ready to go on the attack. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. The offense changing the play. Here's Underwood to throw. Extending the play. Outside the pocket, lets it go. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down.
That's a really nice pass. You can see why this guy right here gives the Michigan faithful reason to be optimistic. You know, for years we know Michigan has always been good at running the football, but they've got to be able to throw. And they've got to be more consistent making big plays through the air. This guy gives them that chance.
He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Not a lot on the return, but they can live with that as they've got it at the 49. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. Moore, play action. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Got a man, it's Stewart. There he goes. Touchdown, Ducks! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Extra point here will tie the game. That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
If you can string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of scoring.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. He might want another play. Play fake, Underwood. Moving out to the right. He'll pull it down. He's knocked down short gain, maybe a pickup of 3. That defense rallied to the ball in a hurry.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there. So instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
On the ground, it's Marshall. Works his way out to the 36-yard line before being pushed out of bounds.
What a nice run there. And from the beginning of time, Michigan football has been synonymous with running the football. You can think back to Tyrone Wheatley, Anthony Thomas, Chris Perry, Hassan Haskins. Big physical runners that also had sprinter speed and that could change the game. This dude right here, every time he has the football, he has the ability to go the distance, and that's what makes this Michigan offense so dangerous.
King. Underwood. Looking to buy time. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there, I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Right down the middle. He's got it. Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running. He'll pick up a few on the play, just enough for the first down. They'll mark it right at midfield.
As a quarterback, I used to love throwing to running backs that could run great routes. That was a good one there on the angle route. He sold it like he was running to the flat, put his foot in the ground, cut back inside, crossed the defender's face, made it an easy throw and an easy first down.
We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. After that tight first quarter, this second period ought to be a lot of fun. So after the break, they'll go back to work. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Guys, let's chat about Michigan. It's been a season to remember so far, fresh off their new top 10 ranking. How far can this team go?
Well, they're starting to get there now, right? And I think once you get some big wins, Jesse, and you start to climb up, you start to feel that and the momentum and the confidence that it builds with your squad. I think we might just be scratching the surface with this group.
Yeah, that's the difference with this team is it feels like they're really starting to believe. We always knew they were talented. They knew it too, but getting some of these big wins this season, I think they now believe they can take down anybody in the country.
That was a nice catch right near the line of scrimmage. Man, you want to get some yak after the catch and try to make a play, but that defense was right on him, got him on the ground too quick.
They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Underwood from the gun on 3rd down. Finds his man. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Here we go. Hey, kill it. 949 rock star. 949 rock star.
Pulls it in. It's Stewart. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Bryce Underwood to the air again. Zings it complete to the right. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one.
And I think great offenses find a way to get their playmakers the football in space. Nice job designing the wheel route. It's good versus man. It's good versus zone. Nice route. Nice catch by the running back.
From the gun, the running back has it. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. The Wolverines can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They go right back to him. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line.
I'll tell you, this running back, he's running behind an offensive line that is playing in unison right now, doing a great job communicating pre-snap. They're getting hats on hats in the run game.
And the Wolverines will line it up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Marshall. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They are a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped them out this year down in the red zone.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Underwood on the play action. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. The Ducks signal for their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. It's complete on the right side. There he goes. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. Now Oregon will call its 2nd timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. And it's right down the boulevard. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
Coming out with it, it's Bear. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. Nice pickup on the return there. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. Dante Moore. With the catch, it's Stewart. No chance to run, but still a good gain. Final timeout taken here by the Ducks. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. An 8-yard pickup on the first down completion, now 2nd and 2. Moore to the air. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And they come up with a big play to make sure go on the board before the end of the half.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. And as we work our way toward halftime, timeout on the field. Just a few seconds to go here in the first half, and they'll send out the field goal team. Never a doubt. And the field goal to end the half takes us to halftime. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Guys, down the stretch we come on what's been a thrilling college football season. Week 11 filled with storylines. We begin with a look at Central Michigan taking on the Wyoming Cowboys. And it's the Chippewas, able to pull off the upset by just a score. Going to be fun to see how this changes up the rankings. The result today gets them back to 500. It's something they harped on in practice all week, and they will celebrate this one for at least 24 hours.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again.
Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
Crosses the 30 to the 31 on a 6-yard pickup. The Wolverines in the hurry-up. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to run for it. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs.
That has got to feel good if you're this offense picking up that first down by running it, because we know the struggles they've had this season, particularly on 3rd down. So to come out here, run the...
Turning it on! The 20! Inside the... And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Wolverines!
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming into the season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout here. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he added the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with an explosive in the running game, a 59-yard touchdown run. He'll bring it out. It's Bear. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Duck offense to get the drive started. So this second half didn't exactly start the way they had hoped on defense, and now the offense will try to answer with a score of its own. Finds his man. It's Johnson. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
This offense not wasting any time. First play of the 3rd quarter, and they're aggressive, taking a shot. You know they had some conversations in the locker room at halftime. How can we get a big one right out of the gate? Defense isn't going to be expecting it. They took the shot, they hit it, and this offense is humming.
Here comes the heat. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly. And that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw any completions.
More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge third down here in the big house. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. From that spot on the field, you had to expect them to go for it, and it worked out.
Why the heck would you not go for it? I mean, I almost want to go for it on every part of the field, but especially once you start to get this deep in territory. But you're also, field goals aren't 100% at this distance. It's a little bit of a longer kick. Let's try to keep this drive alive and try to go get extra points.
A shot toward the end zone. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. They're dealing with a second and long. Here's more to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And here's the third interception of the night. Takes it back inside the 40. They'll mark him at the 39-yard line, and the interception has set up great field position.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
The Michigan offense heads out to get this drive started. They think there's room to run to the right here. Breaks into the open. Gets the ball up to the 50-yard line, and it'll be first down. The Wolverines want to crank the tempo.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. You give away 5 like that, it's hard enough to make first downs. First and 15 here. The inside handoff. Could be an alley. Gets away from one. Finds some space. Defense comes up with a stop, but not before he moves the chains and takes it inside the 10 to the 8.
And you want to put a winning streak together like this team has, run the football and create explosive plays. Nice job by the offense, showing the speed. How about the blocking up front? Everybody blocking, getting a hat on a hat, creating the explosive run.
And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on second.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. They'll run it to the left here, looking for the goal line. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They relentlessly move forward. Now it's getting down to Cases. Third and goal. He gets nothing. Nowhere to go, and it'll be fourth down.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. They're on the left hash. You'll have no trouble with the distance, but that angle may give him an issue. This game is all but officially a wrap as we take a look at the top 25. Late in the season, time running short, and teams want to make their move in the rankings. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Now the Wolverines call a timeout. It's their first. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. They'll try to tack on a little extra to this lead with a touchdown here on 4th and goal. On the move. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines! They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
4th and goal, gotta have it. Who do you go to? You give it to your playmaker. You give it to your quarterback. You trust him. You trust him handling the football. He does what he's supposed to do, gets downhill, makes the 4th down conversion, and they get in for 6.
He'll bring it out. It's Bear. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. He goes out of bounds just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line, and when you're backed up, execution like that at a premium.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there, threw the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletes.
Lets it fly. A full dive to haul that one in.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the fourth quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
The Ducks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Moore fires toward the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync. And that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
And after that incompletion, they are left with a third down. He's not afraid to go deep. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
And unfortunately, man, another incompletion. This offense is just running out of time. Like they've just not put it together, trailing. I know they're in passing situations, but this defense, they don't have to be aggressive. They can sit back. Offensively, you got to put the gas to the floor.